Thank you. It's good to be here. We're living at a time of profound structural change. The question is, where is this leading? The question is where it's leading, good or bad, and what are the problems with it, what are the implications in terms of society, and perhaps, from my point of view, above all, the individual. Eventually someone will come up with a brilliant 2 or 1 or 3 word description that describes what is replacing industrial capitalism. We're living through it now. We are players. The problem with this stuff, and I'm as much imprisoned by this as anyone, is we are participants and analysts at the same time. We are seeing newspapers, television companies, film studios, record labels, in Marxist language, withering away, being replaced by what? What are replacing institutions? This is the fundamental question. This is what most interests me as an analyst. I was stunned, absolutely stunned, and I think that Hayek is a very good speaker, very intelligent, but I was stunned, horrified when he said about Google that it levels the playing field. Levels the playing field. Google, which controls, I think, 80 or 90% of the search market in Southern Europe. Google, which has created a legal monopoly in various forms of monopoly, leveling the playing field. What Google is creating is less meaning, more advertising, more control from above, more monopoly, more oligarchy. My argument, in very simple terms, is we have gone back to the middle of the 19th century in the sense that we've idealized the free market. Walker's Crisps, Walmart, Nike, Google, former industrial monopolists who are using this cult of innovation, of authenticity, to build even stronger monopolies, even greater power over the consumer. So it doesn't matter what these people say. When Walmart come on the television and talk about innovation, when Nike tells you that their new shoe is authentic, when Walker's Crisps tells you that eating a packet of salt and vinegar is a meaningful experience, we have a rampant free market under the guise of the cult of innovation, under the control of Silicon Valley. And it's no coincidence that my message is received dramatically different inside and outside Silicon Valley. The further away from Berkeley and Menlo Park and Palo Alto I go, the more people like what I'm saying. Google and the rest of Silicon Valley, they're not explicitly doing evil, but they are no different from the monopolists of the 19th century. And they are no different in terms of the market share, in terms of the dominance, the wealth, the inequality, the injustice. There is no difference, except that theirs is greater. However you compare Sergey and the rest of the gang's wealth, it's infinitely more than any 19th century capitalist barrack. So we need balance. We cannot idealize the future in the way in which Hayek and Jarvis and Anderson and the rest of these cheerleaders do. These are smart people and their work needs to be read, but they are not analysts. They're evangelical thinkers. They're working from within the doctrine. We need a real debate about where all this is going. This is no longer a technology issue. Technology is out in front. I mean, it's absurd, this idea that suddenly we get this digital technology and we all start kissing each other. we all embrace, we all become community. There's no evidence of that. We become and maintain our competitiveness, but that competitiveness is articulated not through institutions, but through individuals. Just go out onto Twitter and see how people are competing for followers. Twitter is the perfect example of this new world. Either you're a follower or you're a follower. You can't be half pregnant on Twitter. As institutions weaken, the only way we get on, get jobs, training, notoriety, money, bookings, anything else, is through self-promotion. So one of the great ironic tragedies of this new age is that this radical individualism is killing privacy. It makes privacy almost an economic sin. Those who are private lose. Again, the government may have to start thinking constructively about what this means. Agreed, good to have idealists, but there is a need for skepticism as well, a need for balance, a need for people to seriously think through this stuff. Just as there was a need in the mid-19th century for a serious debate about industrialization. The problem today is there's less of a debate. There are too many digital idealists and not enough skeptics.